Hello everyone. Today I'll be lecture on protein chapter that is from the biochemistry. So protein is very important molecule of our body. They provide the building blocks and structure for our body. So here we will be discussing about the different structure, different what can I say, different function, different abnormalities, everything. So I'll be sharing the presentation here. So first of all, now what should you learn from this chapter? So the presentation provides an overview of the fundamental aspects of protein of amino acid, highlighting their critical importance in nutrition, health, and balance. We will delve into their classification, nuclear structure, method for detection, and associated information. Now, definition and classification. What is protein? So proteins are the molecules, that is a macromolecule we can say, polymers with from amino acid. So small unit of amino acid will be joined forming a, so they will be linked together by peptide bonds. See, you can see the structure here. Two amino acid molecules are joined together by where is one carboxylic acid, one amino. So they will liberate one hydroxyl and they will a peptide bond. So this structure forms a peptide bond, and here more than 10 or 50 molecule can be joined together to form a larger molecule. Now, first of all, classification. So, first, albumin. That is the soluble in water. This type of protein, depending on the solubility, they can be egg white albumin like this. Now, some of the soluble in dilute acid, like globulin. Globulin is a protein that is soluble in dilute acid. Now, prolamine, then soluble in the 70 to 80% albumin. Next, glutamine, that is soluble in dilute acid. So these are the different types of structure where different protein can be soluble in different compounds. Now I'm showing this different structure of different protein here. You can see the alanine, then glycolysic acid, valine, isoleucine, leucine, glycine, methionine, tryptophan, phenylalanine, proline, like this. Here you can say the COOH and NH3 is the most important, but the chain of the carbon will be lengthening and position of the carboxylic acid and nitrogen and depending upon the presence of linear aromatic carbon or aromatic, the name will be changing. Now this is the peptide bond where you can see two amino acid molecules are joined together and liberating one hydrogen from one molecule and one hydroxyl from one amino acid and liberating one molecule of water. Now classification of amino acid. So by chemical nature they are non-polar, polar, uncharged, acidic, and basic. Like naturally, amino acids are categorized based on the properties like the side chain, R group, which R group is present. So here, non-polar means hydrophobic, found in protein interiors like the valine, zinc. This type of protein are generally found in different internal structure of the organs. The polar uncharged, this is hydrophilic. The protein will be particularly having a polar group like hydroxy or amino group, so they will be hydrophilic. Okay, they provide the serine, threonine, the surfaces, that the surface of any organ or a molecule that will be present. Acidic, that is a negatively charged, contain carboxyl group like this way, aspartic acid and glutamic acid. Now basic, they are the providing positively charged, contain amino group. It's a basic amino acid. By nutritional way, they can be classified. One is essential amino acid, one is non-essential. Essential amino acid you know very well that cannot be synthesized in our body, but must be obtained from the outside sources like leucine, tryptophan, methionine. But in case of essential amino, non-essential amino acid, they can be synthesized in body from other molecules like alanine, glycine, vitamin, etc. Okay. Now, our protein will be having different functional property. Protein structure, that is very important. There are four levels of protein structure: primary, secondary, quaternary, and tertiary. Here you can see the primary structure where the linear sequence of amino acid named by peptide. Example, the precise order of amino acid in here, simple amino acids are joined together. For the secondary structure, local folding patterns. So generally, secondary structure having two type of structural variety. One is alpha helical, one is spiral, and one is beta plated sheet. That is like mountain. One mountain up, down, up, down, up, down. So there are two types: alpha helix and beta plated sheet. Sheet means like paper sheet, that type. Stabilized by hydrogen bond between the backbone atoms. Now coming to the tertiary structure, you can see quaternary structure. The arrangement of multiple polypeptide chain subunits to form a functional complex. Example given of the two alpha and beta subunits. Okay. 2 to 3 secondary structure forming tertiary. The quaternary structure here you can see the multiple polypeptide chain overall three-dimensional single polypeptide chain that is stabilized by hydrophobic action and disulfide bridges, hydrogen bonds. Now coming to the qualitative test of proteins, memories. Now like biounit test, hydrogen test, and test, million test will provide the different identification. Like biounit test detects the presence of peptide bond, Howlett polar due to the formation of a copper peptide complex in an alkaline. For the genetic test that the aromatic amino acid will be identified, like tryptophan, tyrosine, phenylalanine, yellow color change develops upon reaction with concentrated active acid. Now for the inherited test, that details the amino group in amino acid peptides produce a characteristic sparkle color. An inherited reagent is available in lab that is sprayed on the amino acid and filling a particular spike, while proline and hydroxyproline yield the yellow color. The Milon test, the specific for amino acid containing phenol group, primarily tyrosine, a pre-red precipitated or solution forms upon heating with Milon's reagent. Now coming to the biological role of protein and amino acid. These are the structural components, transport molecules, immunoresponse, enzymatic catalysis, regulatory function, and energy sources. They produce the structural component like the framework of cell and tissue. Example include collagen and connective tissue and keratin in hair and nails. Then for the second, like in the catalyst, accelerate the biochemical reaction to enzyme kinase like digestion or DNA polymerase DNA replication done. Then transport molecules, some carrying substances like throughout the body, hemoglobin transport oxygen, we transport iron like this. So these proteins not only play the transfer, also immune response, immunity producing. That's why to produce the immunity, different should have the more. Regulatory function, control physiological process, insulin levels, blood sugar, and various strong hormone also regulate growth and metabolism. Now, energy sources can be catalyzed for energy, especially during full of starvation through carbohydrate and fats are different. Now, disease, what are the diseases to abnormal absence of here? Kwashiorkor, marasmus, sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria, like this. So, in case of kwashiorkor, severe protein deficiency with a relatively adequate calorie intake, symptoms, swelling, and growth retardation, skin wasting, like this. Now, marasmus, the chronic deficiency of the protein and calories. So, symptom here severe wasting of the muscle, and the children becomes very lean, and their growths are retarded, malnutrition, and falling again and again. Different problems. So they are suffering from depression like this. And one of the problem is sickle cell anemia. That is genetic disorder caused by a single amino acid distribution that is varying on acid and in the beta cells of the chain of hemoglobin, resulting red blood cell backbone, sickle shape, leading to blockage, anemia, pain, and organ damage. Next, phenylketonuria, inborn error of metabolism where the body cannot properly metabolize phenylalanine and amino acid result accumulation of phenylalanine leads to severe intellectual disability and neurological problems. Not treated early. Okay. Now going to the summary and conclusion. So protein are the very diverse and essential amino acid molecules, the building block of the different carbon and different structure and organism. Okay. Structure decides its function, definition, diagnosis, impact, and malnutrition also. So thank you all for listening. I hope you have understood the most important parts of the protein. Thank you.